Jason Fung, The Obesity Code, Unlocking the Secrets of Weight Loss. Embark on a captivating journey as we explore the secrets to weight loss presented in Dr. Jason Fung's book, The Obesity Code. Discover how genetics and hormones, rather than calorie intake, play a crucial role in obesity. Delve into the misconceptions surrounding calories, and uncover how increased insulin levels contribute to weight gain. Understand how environmental factors and poverty contribute to obesity patterns, and learn why sugars and refined carbohydrates should be avoided to promote a healthy lifestyle. With user-friendly language, this summary will engage readers and present an eye-opening perspective on obesity and weight loss.
Genetics and obesity. Obese parents increase the chances of their children becoming overweight. Genetics play a crucial role. Obesity has been a common issue associated with nature versus nurture. Does genetics play a bigger role or does lifestyle? Surprisingly, recent research suggests that social environment is not the primary cause of obesity. This fact is evident from scientific studies conducted on environmental factors affecting children while they develop. Albert J. Stunkard's research on adopted children in Denmark revealed a shocking truth. The study showed no correlation between the weight of children and their adoptive parents, indicating that environmental factors have no bearing on whether children become obese or not. The assumption that junk food leads to weight issues is also refuted. Genetic factors are the primary reason for obesity, as suggested by Stunkard's research. The children of obese parents are much more likely to become obese themselves, even if they grow up in a family where everyone else is relatively thin. In 1991, Stunkard published a follow-up study, and according to his new research, genetic factors account for about 70% of a person's likelihood to develop obesity. Environmental factors are essential, but Stunkard studies prove that they are not as crucial as genetic factors. In conclusion, it is essential to understand that obese parents significantly increased the likelihood of their children becoming overweight. Genetics play a crucial role in obesity development, and environmental factors have a minor influence. Thus, it is essential to focus on genetic testing, personalized diets, and overall health awareness during the early stages of life to deal with obesity. The truth about calorie intake and obesity. Weight loss isn't just about calorie intake. It's also about calorie output. This means that reducing your overall calorie intake isn't enough on its own to help you lose weight. Instead, it's important to focus on boosting your calorie output and recognizing that obesity isn't caused by eating too much, it's an energy usage problem. Calories are used for all sorts of things in the body, from producing heat and proteins to fueling your brain and increasing the volume and rate of your heartbeat. As such, even if you reduce your calorie intake, your body may simply use the calories in different ways, rather than storing them as fat. The dark side of calorie reduction. Cutting calories may not be the ultimate solution to weight problems, at least not without considering unintended consequences on energy expenditure and metabolic rates. Studies conducted in the early 20th century have shown that food deprivation reduces energy expenditure and slows metabolic rates, leading to adverse effects on other bodily functions, such as body temperature and brain activity. Reducing calorie intake may not necessarily translate into weight loss, but it could significantly impact overall well-being. Thus, there is a need to reevaluate the myth that calorie intake is the sole culprit for weight gain and to explore alternative ways to manage weight. The link between insulin, hormones, and obesity. Injecting insulin can lead to weight gain as it causes disruptions in the hormonal balance that controls feelings of hunger and satiety. Hormones like ghrelin and leptin, which regulate appetite, are affected by changes in insulin levels. Studies have shown that reducing insulin levels is essential in successful weight loss, while drugs that increase insulin lead to weight gain. Though the exact link between insulin and obesity is not yet entirely clear, experts have suggested that insulin inhibits the normal functioning of leptin, which suppresses appetite. Breaking the cycle, understanding insulin and weight loss. Oprah Winfrey's struggle with weight loss is relatable to many who've experienced the endless cycle of losing and regaining weight. High levels of insulin are to blame, leading to insulin resistance, unresponsiveness in insulin receptors, and difficulty losing weight. The body's delicate mechanism of removing sugar from the bloodstream and depositing it in cells is thrown out of whack when consuming too many sugary or carbohydrate-rich foods. Regular periods of low insulin levels are vital, and snacking between meals may disrupt that balance. Breaking the cycle involves fasting for 4 to 5 hours after a meal, allowing the body to reduce insulin production before your next meal. Understanding the role of insulin can help with sustainable weight loss. Obesity and poverty. Obesity is now linked to poverty, and this correlation has been observed in the contemporary society. The Pima people, indigenous to southwestern American states, were once fit and healthy until colonists interfered with their way of life, which made them fall into poverty. As they struggled to adapt to their new surroundings, they resorted to cheaper, refined foodstuffs, leading to obesity. This pattern is repeated across the United States, where marginalized communities and groups become reliant on cheap, refined food to sustain themselves. The government subsidies for corn and wheat production have artificially lowered the prices of refined foods, making them cheaper than fresh vegetables. Consequently, the poorest citizens mostly rely on refined foods, leading to a significant percentage of obesity being present in the least affluent states like Mississippi. The truth about fats. The assumption that dietary fat is the leading cause of obesity and heart disease is wrong. Despite everything that has been said about dietary fats, not all of these are unhealthy. The studies conducted by Harvard scientists in Framingham, Massachusetts, in 1948 showed that there was no correlation between consuming large amounts of dietary fats and higher cholesterol levels. However, the scientists could not accept that their hypothesis was wrong, and went on to ignore their data. Another study published in the New England Journal of Medicine in 1981 again suggested that there was no correlation. Though their authors initially had a hard time accepting these results, the study findings were correct. Yet, there is an exception to this rule: modified trans fats. These are bad for health. Modified trans fats are usually found in vegetable oil products like margarine, which are artificially saturated to extend their shelf life. A 1990 study by Dutch researchers concluded that modified trans fats increase bad cholesterol levels while reducing good cholesterol. Furthermore, a follow-up study showed that a 2% increase in modified trans fat consumption increases the risk of heart disease by 23%. The bittersweet truth. Sugar is the culprit behind obesity and related health issues, not fat. Sugar, especially high fructose corn syrup, increases insulin levels, leading to insulin resistance, liver problems, and digestive issues. On the other hand, coffee has many health benefits due to its antioxidant and magnesium content. To reduce obesity risk, cut down on sugar and avoid constant snacking.
In conclusion, the Obesity Code challenges preconceived notions about obesity and weight loss. Genetics and hormonal imbalances supersede environmental factors as the primary triggers, with research showing insulin levels being a primary contributor to weight gain. Contrary to popular belief, calorie intake plays a minimal role, instead, reducing consumption of sugars, refined carbohydrates, and constant snacking is a more effective weight loss strategy. Moreover, societal factors like poverty, agricultural subsidies, and changing dietary habits also impact obesity. So, the secret to unlocking weight loss lies in understanding the factors influencing our bodies and making wise dietary choices.